Watch me embroider these striped beach towels for my family. We're going to take them on our camping trip. We're going to be staying in an RV by the beach, so I think it would be a good idea if we all had our own towel with our name on it. Stay tuned, I'll show you how I do it. It's really simple. You can do this yourself. It's a great beginner project. Okay, so first I'm going to, I'm using a 5x7 hoop on my Brother SE 1900, and I'm going to put some stabilizer in. Just get that in nice and tight. And then, so the hoop has these two little attachments, so that's gonna go on this way. So what I want to do is I want to take my towel and I want it hanging off the end so we don't have a bunch of bulk in here. So the first thing I do is, it's so easy, is I take it inside the back side and put the front sides together and fold it in half. This is like so simple, you guys won't believe it. So I just line it up to the center point, where that little center notch on the, and then I just keep the bottom edge straight, the edge of the hoop, and it just makes it so easy. And I'm gonna float and pin these down, and pin this down. So I'm gonna do that and be right back. All the pins are in place now. You'll see it's flat and pinned onto the paper stabilizer. This is a wash away topper, it's a topper. And it's kind of, it has a texture like saran wrap almost. So what you do, I probably could have cut that, but you put that on top of your towel, and that keeps your embroidery thread on top of this fuzzy towel texture, this terry cloth texture. I just pin it down so it stays in place before I put it on my machine. It doesn't have to be perfect because you're gonna pull this off. It's really just a topper, and you don't even see it when your towel is finished. So sometimes these pins, I need to find some better pins, figure this out. Make it a little easier on myself. Maybe longer pins. If anybody has any good ideas, leave me a comment and I will find them. I'll take any suggestions because this takes me a while. All right, so now I have the topper on. It's a wash away. I'll link it in the description. I forget the name of it. It's just a topper, embroidery topper. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to see how I have the length on this end. I'm going to put my hoop onto my machine and come back around. And now I have this all out of the way down here. So I'm going to embroider the name facing this way because I want the letters to be facing down. Obviously this is the edge of the towel. All right, so I'm gonna find the name. So you have that file saved onto your USB port, and you just click on this and arrow over till you find the file you want, and this is the one I want, and hit set. Now I want to rotate it because the words are facing that way, the letters are facing that way, and I want them to be facing this way. So I'm going to click on rotate 90 degrees to the right, and it turns it around. So now my letters are facing the way I want them. So then what I'm gonna do is check my placement. I like that, but I want to move it up just a little bit more. So you can use the arrows on your machine to move your hoop, so you have your image or your file placed where you like it. So this is good. It's about 1.5 inches, 2 inches from the bottom, which I think is pretty good. And we have plenty of space there. We're good on that end. We're good on the right. So we'll come back to the middle. Say okay. Push down the lever. I like to keep this open so I can keep an eye on my thread. And then embroidery. And push the green button. The button turns green. And there it goes. Now you see this topper, it keeps the thread nice, so the thread doesn't sink into the towel. It keeps it on top of the towel. Cut that off. Sometimes when you start the thread, it's kind of wonky, so you want to get all that extra thread that's hanging around out of there, because it just can get sloppy. I mean, you can do this at the end too if you want, but I like to do it in the beginning, and I don't have to think about it later. And it doesn't bother me watching it. Okay. All right, I'm gonna let that go for a little bit, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's finished embroidering. All right, this finished embroidering, so I'm going to show you how I peel everything off. I'm just gonna release I'm going to, so first I'm going to take out these top pins where I put the topper on. And then this just, actually what I'm going to do, because I think it'll be better, I'm going to get out these jump stitches. I use like a tweezers, like a flat tweezers, and my little scissors. I think these are applique scissors. They're like by Fiskars, I believe. They're nice because they're little. It's easy. It makes it simple. Get as close as you can. This system just seems to work best for me because sometimes it's hard to get some of them little buggers. All right, so now those are all off. You could get like a lint roller and pull that up if you wanted. Then you don't have little threads everywhere. So you just tear it off. It comes off super easy. There's none left. Usually, like if there was some left, I'd take my little tweezers and just kind of pull it off. But it all came off. See? Oh, actually, my eyes are deceiving me. There is a little left on there. So here, I just pull it off like that. Now I can see it in the light. Now it's all off. Very, very easy. And it's water soluble, so like if you can't get any little pieces off, you could spray it with a spray bottle and it'll come right off. Then I'm gonna take my placement pins out. What I like about this method is you don't have to measure. It's super simple and it turns out perfect every time. I'm gonna pull away my embroidery from the stabilizer and flip it over. I like to do the same process on the back. Just take your tweezers, pull everything off. I don't use like a pointy tweezers, because if you use a pointy tweezers it can get stuck in the fabrics and pull the fabrics. I use these like flat, dull, you can see how dull and flat they are. I got them off of Amazon. It was like a package of a couple different ones, and these are my favorite ones. And I'll link that too if I can find the link to them. And I just keep doing the same thing. I think this just makes it look better when you take everything off the back and don't leave it on. See, I already snagged it a little, just a tiny bit, that's okay. Because there's a thread stuck in there. Sometimes the thread is the same color as your stabilizer. This is the bobbin thread on the back, so it's hard to see because it's white like the stabilizer is. I think it's there somewhere. Okay, we'll pull that off. See, the stabilizer's tied up in that thread. Get that thread out. Oh, that thread can stand. But you see, now it looks perfect. I think it looks really good on the back. We'll fold it over and show you how perfectly centered it is. If you can see, I'll fold it. Very nice. And then I'll finish up the other ones and show you how they all turned out.